Karina, how are you doing? I just wanted to check in with you and see how you're doing. You must be drained after Brandon's funeral. I can't even imagine how it'll be for you when he suddenly passed away in a traffic accident. No one could see it coming, and it must have been very difficult for you. Oh, it's so shocking that someone who left for work in the morning feeling fine can come back a few hours later as a dead person. It's such a surreal and heartbreaking experience. I can't even begin to fathom the extent of your pain and despair from losing a spouse overnight.
Hi, Jason. Thank you for showing empathy. It means a lot to me.
However, I need to tell you something that can't be hidden forever. I know it must be a huge shock to hear this since he never mentioned it before, but I'll just say it straight out.
What do you mean?
The truth is, he had a daughter that he kept hidden from you. He never told you about it because he didn't have the guts to tell you, but he confided in me. He always felt guilty for not being able to father his child, and it caused him a lot of pain.
What kind of nonsense are you talking about? Are you telling me that my husband secretly met another woman and had a child outside of the marriage? And now you want me to believe that? We've been together for 18 years, and our daughters are high school students. He was always honest with me and our daughters, and he was the best father who always did his best for his family. I know for a fact that he would never betray me or our children. You also know very well that he was not the kind of person who would have an affair with another woman and have a child.
I know very well about his wonderful character better than anyone else as his younger brother. I'm absolutely certain that he would never betray you. I also know that he was someone who was faithful and dedicated to you and your children more than anyone else. He was always gentle and never had an argument with you during your 18 years of marriage. However, he couldn't shake off the guilty feeling he had towards the daughter he had 25 years ago.
What did you say? A child he had 25 years ago. That was long before he married me.
That's right. He had a daughter long before he married you with a woman he dated during his college days. Despite his young age, he worked very hard to support the child by having multiple part-time jobs and sleeping only 4 hours a day. But the mother of the child felt that she couldn't stay with him because he was poor, so she ended up marrying a wealthy widower when the child was not even a year old. The child told me that her mother also broke up with the widower not too long after. He tried several times to win her heart back, but he eventually gave up and decided to move on with his life because the mother of the child begged him to leave them if he really loved them. He ended up leaving his past behind by marrying you and starting a new family with you.
I just can't believe it. I've never heard anything like that from him all the time we've been together. And I've never even had a feeling that he might have a child outside of the marriage. He's the person who celebrated the birth of each of our daughters without any dark expression. And he always said being the best husband and father was his goal. He's not the kind of person who would keep such a secret from me and our daughters.
I understand that your heart doesn't want to believe anything I say. However, unfortunately, that's the truth, and the reality is reality. When I heard the news of his passing, I thought I had to tell the truth to his daughter, and as his daughter, she should also send him off on his final moments. She also attended the funeral. Don't you remember? I introduced her as my niece to you.
I didn't really think much and just assumed she must be someone you know well at the time. I didn't have the presence of mind or the composure to think about anything else.
I totally understand. However, while I'm very sorry to say this to you, she also has the right to inherit Brandon's property as his daughter, and she also wants to inherit the property. Even though they haven't met for 25 years, it's an undeniable fact that she's Brandon's daughter. Perhaps she didn't even know about his existence.
No way! Do you really think I should give inheritance rights to that child who suddenly appeared and claimed to be my husband's daughter? It's already strange enough that she showed up out of the blue and said she's his daughter. But now you're saying she deserves inheritance rights and wants his money when he never mentioned anything about her during his lifetime, and we have 2 daughters together from our marriage.
He probably left behind a huge fortune from his business during his lifetime. I heard that his profit for the last quarter was about 200 grand. So it would be appropriate to divide the property equally among his 3 biological children. And I believe that's what he wants to do, even though he never mentioned it to you all this time.
Jason, did I offend you in any way? I supported you financially without ever asking for repayment every time you complained about the difficulty of raising 3 kids while having a mediocre job. I thought I did enough for you, but now you're saying such cruel things to me after losing my husband so unexpectedly and becoming a widow? Is there something I did wrong?
If you call it cruel to reveal a secret that he's kept hidden his whole life with a sense of responsibility, then I have nothing to say. It can be jarring to suddenly discover something like this after so many years, especially when it involves inheritance rights. However, from my perspective, that child and the 2 daughters you gave birth to are all my nieces, and I don't want any of them to be hurt in any way. Oh, please don't take my words as offensive, as that's not my intention. Rather, I'm hoping that you can think about this situation in a positive direction. I know that this is a difficult situation, but I believe it's important to approach it with an open mind and a willingness to find a fair and reasonable solution for all parties involved. It's worth noting that she's willing to seek her right to inheritance using the power of the law. While this may seem like a drastic measure, it's important to remember that she has a legal right to her father's estate, regardless of whether or not he ever mentioned her during his lifetime. In light of this, I suggest that you calmly settle this matter to prevent any rumors or negative comments from spreading that would tarnish the deceased's reputation. After all, he may have had his reasons for not mentioning about his daughter. We don't want to make assumptions or jump to conclusions without all the facts when he can't speak for himself. I believe that with patience and understanding, you may find a way to resolve the situation in a manner that respects everyone's rights and honors the memory of the deceased.
I understand your words well, but I need a few days to think about it. I also need to discuss it with my children, and I need time to sort out my thoughts. Let me figure out how I should talk to them.
Sure, I'll pass the message to her and wait a few more days and hope that you will make a wise decision. Thank you, Karina. Hey, Karina, did you think carefully about what I said to you last time?
Hi, Jason. And what are you talking about?
It was about giving away Brandon's property to his daughter. She's still his daughter even though she wasn't accepted as his daughter. From what I've observed, you're a wise person with a warm and kind heart who always makes the best decisions, and I believe that you'll make the right choice again, far from any jealousy or other negative emotions. How much do you plan to give to her? She contacted me and she said she can't wait any longer.
Well, I don't know yet. I haven't come up with any plan yet. It would be a different story if that child is my husband's biological daughter for sure. But honestly, there's no evidence that she's Brandon's daughter, is there? Did you think I'd fall for such an obvious fraud like that? Did you think I was a fool to believe something so absurd?
What more evidence do you need when he directly told me about it? We can't even perform a paternity test on the child because he's dead already. Even my parents never mentioned anything to you for a long time, and I stepped up and told you all about it with a sense of responsibility. Shouldn't you be grateful instead of denying it? Don't you know that you're only hurting Brandon by denying so hard about it?
For what should I be grateful to you? Didn't you know that nowadays the world has become so advanced that you can perform a paternity test even with a deceased person if you have the willingness to do so? If you provide me with that girl's hair, I can take responsibility for conducting the test.
What does that mean? How in the world can you perform a test when he's dead and cremated already?
Because it was so sad that the person I love had to turn into a handful of ashes. I kept a couple of his hairs as a memento. I never imagined it would be used for something like this. My husband is ready, so bring me the hair of my husband's daughter that you claim. I'll verify whether what you're saying is true or not. We should hurry to request the test as soon as possible, even for a day, so she can inherit the property quickly, right? If it's hard for you to ask her for her hair, I'll get it for you. Give me her number, I'll reach out to her.
Well, I think that's impossible. She wouldn't want that. She grew up without a father, so she has a strong sense of self-esteem and dislikes being doubted. I'll try talk to her, but I don't think that she'll easily concede. I'll give it a try and talk to her.
How about we stop it right here?
I beg your pardon? What do you mean stop?
Do you pretend not to know what I'm talking about, even though you know it better than anyone else? I know that woman who claimed to be Brandon's daughter that you brought to his funeral was actually your mistress. She pretended to be his daughter to scam money out of me, but it was so obvious from the beginning that it was a lie. I knew from the beginning that you were a worthless person, but I never imagined you were this despicable. If you needed money, you should have just begged for it instead of insulting your brother who already passed away and humiliating us when we lost our husband and father so unexpectedly. Don't you feel sorry for me, who just became a widow, and my daughters who've been hurt by your absurd lies? Don't you feel sorry for your own brother who took such good care of you while he was alive? He deserved better than to be treated like a pawn in your twisted game. You may think that you can get away with this, but I will not rest until justice is served. You have caused us so much pain and suffering, and you will pay for your actions.
Karina, please, listen to me. I'm grateful to him for taking such good care of me when he was alive, but now that he's gone, he can no longer help me. However, it doesn't seem like you'll continue to take care of me like he did. And even if you said you would do it, it would be of no use to me when the help is only for a couple of $1,000s.
Is that why you plan to swindle a large sum of money from a widow like me who lost her husband and is left alone with 2 daughters? I desperately wanted to trust you even when I was considering hiring an investigator just to make sure. But now I realize once again that you're nothing but a despicable piece of garbage. Your wife works hard. She wouldn't say no even to being a housekeeper to support herself and raise 3 kids in difficult circumstances. But instead of appreciating and supporting her, you have an affair with a young girl who's 10 years younger than you? That's quite a skill, having an affair when you're not financially established and completely broke. I guess the mistresses go through mating with any man regardless of their wealth or status these days, right? Don't you feel ashamed of your behavior toward your wife and 3 children? Your wife doesn't deserve this. She's nothing but faithful to you and your children.
How could you say such a vulgar word when you pretended to be elegant and graceful all the time? Did you say mating? What do you think we are? Are we animals or something?
Such ignorant and unpleasant remarks are things that even animals would find distasteful. Animals take care of their children and wife while you don't. Instead of appreciating and apologizing to your hardworking wife who sacrifices for you and your family, you betrayed her by cheating on her behind her back. It's the same with Brandon. He was a caring brother who took care of you even better than your parents all his life. But now he's gone. How dare you insult him by claiming that he has a daughter outside of his marriage? Did you think your lies would work for me because the deceased can't speak for themselves? How low of you to say such offensive lies as if they were true. How abhorrent of you when you're only worried if you won't receive financial support anymore when your brother passed away. You're worse than an animal, so please don't make derogatory comments about faithful animals.
No matter how angry you are, how could you say such disrespectful words to your brother-in-law? Is it okay for you to say whatever comes to your mind just because Brandon is no longer with us? Are you planning to sever ties with our family and say things like that to me? Is it okay for you just to act like this when his soul is still wandering in the afterlife? Aren't you afraid that he might get mad and haunt you for doing this to me? Since my brother cherished me so much, he probably wouldn't be pleased with you displaying such an attitude.
Well, you should be the one to face the consequences for daring to disguise your mistress as your late brother's daughter outside of his marriage. Seeing how you're saying whatever comes to your mind, it seems like you still have a long way to come back to your senses. Just so you know, I've handed over all the information I obtained by hiring a private investigator to Autumn, which I paid for, so be prepared. This is the most I can do to warn you in advance.
What the hell was that again? You handed my wife what? Why did you do that?
She's in a difficult financial situation and couldn't afford to conduct an investigation into her husband's suspicious behavior even if she wanted to. I empathized with her situation and offered to help by paying for the investigation myself. After conducting the investigation, I presented the findings to her, and she was incredibly grateful. She's a woman who constantly sacrifices herself for the sake of her husband and children, and her situation is truly heartbreaking to watch. Despite her own struggles, she remains determined to ensure the well-being of her family, which is a testament to her strength and resilience. As your wife, she has every right to know the truth about your behavior and the possible consequences it may have for her family. It was my pleasure to assist her in any way I could and provide her with the information she needed to make informed decisions for her future.
Are you insane? Why in the world did you tell her everything? I'm dating my girlfriend just for fun. I'm not planning to leave my wife and children or anything like that. Why did you have to make it worse by telling Autumn when I'm gonna leave my girlfriend when the time comes? You should have talked to me first.
Autumn is someone I look up to. She's older than me, but she always respects me as her older sister-in-law when not many people do that. As a fellow woman, it's truly disheartening to witness the way she's being treated. She makes sacrifices and dedications to the sake of her family, but to see her husband constantly having flings with other women is just unbearable. What I admired about her was her positive outlook on life and her constant efforts to live with a sense of optimism, even in the face of poverty. She possesses an outstanding personality, and I can't help but feel that she deserves better than to be dragged down by someone like you, a man who is both lowly and contemptible. It's incredibly sad to think about how her life is being held back by someone like you. And it's frustrating that you seem unable to comprehend the gravity of the situation. She has so much potential, and it's clear that she possesses the strength and willpower to overcome the challenges she's faced with. But to have to walk alongside someone like you is a terrible fate indeed, who is unworthy of her company as you're leading her down a path of misery. It's a shame you can't seem to understand how your actions are impacting her and the kind of life she could be living.
So what is she gonna do, huh? Do you think that she can make a living and raise 3 children by herself by being a housekeeper? Make sure to tell her to not be swayed by your strange brainwashing and to not regret divorcing me in the future. I'll put the food on the table for her and the children without asking for a divorce if she covers the information you handed her for me as if she hasn't seen them. Tell her to get onto her knees and beg me not to divorce her.
That's not going to happen. And it's certainly not true that she needs a husband like you to live a good life. She's more than capable of living a life without the worry and burden of an unnecessary relationship. As you may know, my family has a long-standing reputation for making exceptional Italian food. Both my grandmother and mother were renowned pizza and pasta makers who could whip up dishes like the ones in Iron Chef without a single lie. I also developed a passion for cooking and learned everything by watching my mother closely since I was very young. Even after getting married, I continued to visit my mother often to keep the traditional cooking techniques alive. But eventually I realized that I wanted to share my family's exceptional dishes made with my family's exclusive recipes with others. With Autumn's enthusiastic support, I've been working tirelessly for the past 3 months to prepare for the opening of my own restaurant, which is scheduled to launch next month. I'll be more than happy to hire her and offer her a generous salary that will enable her to provide for herself and her 3 children.
Karina, how could you do this to me? Strictly speaking, I'm your family, not her. You should help protect me if you want to help someone, not her, who is a perfect stranger to you.
That makes literally no sense. Both of you are my in-laws. You're the one who's not a single drop of blood relation to me. I'll take responsibility for Autumn and lead a good life for her who's taking care of my husband's nephews and nieces with great effort and diligence. On the other hand, the pathetic guy who cheats and deceives deserves to pay for his actions and should pay for his wife's alimony. You have caused her so much suffering for a long time, so please let her go.
No, I am never gonna divorce her. Divorcing her is only good for her, not me. She's gonna make a lot of money now, as you're gonna provide her with a comfortable life, and I need to be in it.
You never fail to disappoint as always, do you? I knew you'd do this. So I've gathered enough evidence of your infidelity by paying a lot of money. Let me remind you, even though you don't want to, you have no other choice but to go through with a divorce. Isn't it time for you to come to your senses?
Karina, listen to me. I won't stand by it. I'll fight at the court and do whatever it takes to keep my marriage.
After what happened, Autumn received alimony from her husband and finally divorced him. Now she works at my restaurant and makes a lot of money, and she's grateful to me for being able to take care of her 3 children much more comfortably than before. Although my husband left, I'm satisfied with my life where I raise my 2 daughters while doing what I want to do and helping out Autumn. According to what I heard from relatives, Jason was also dumped by his mistress and wandered for a few months with a sense of self-pity after the divorce. Eventually, he came to his senses through tearful appeals from his parents and now works in a 3-shift factory. He will have to live very hard to repay the debt he incurred due to alimony and support his 3 children. Although he suggested that they reconcile, Autumn firmly rejected him, saying that she's never been happier in her life and doesn't want to live a life of being manipulated by him again. I've always felt sorry for her because of her unstable husband who caused her mental and physical suffering. But now I'm so happy to see that she no longer needs to make unnecessary sacrifices and lives happily with her children. I wish for only joyful things to happen in her and my future. Thanks for watching. If you liked the video, please like and subscribe for more videos.
Hey! What the heck do you think you're doing here, Minnie? Excuse me? Actually, I'd better start with… You're still alive? I had no idea. I thought you dropped off the face of the earth. What do you want? What do I want? I should be the one asking you that question, don't you think? Don't tell me you came to try and get your man back. Because if so, I got some bad news for you, sis. George and I are already married. He and I are husband and wife, and there is nothing you can do about it. You know, he doesn't even think about you anymore. There's nothing you can do to come between us. Anything you try would just be the futile, sad attempt of a scorned woman. Well, I don't plan on doing anything anyways, so… But man, I am just so surprised to see you again. And in my own apartment building of all places. What were you doing there? We ran into each other at the entrance of the building, and then it struck me. I haven't seen you since I stole your husband from you and kicked you out of your own home. And because you were a housewife who never held a job, you didn't have any savings and ended up homeless on the streets. Yes, Alexa. Thank you so much for putting into words what we both know happened 7 years ago. But you just got one detail wrong. I had worked before, and I had enough experience to find a job. What? What are you talking about? Is that true? It is. And 1 week after you ruined my life, I had already found a job and a place to live. Okay. So, I really don't need to hear your life story. I don't actually care that much. Anyways, I guess that means I made you homeless for a week, which is still pretty funny. Shorter than I thought, but still worth a good chuckle. So you really have no interest at all in what I've been doing all these years? What I do for a living now? What my life is like? Fine. Whatever. If you want to spill your guts, just do it already. Actually, go ahead. I want to hear this. I want to hear all about how, for the past 7 years, I made your life a living hell where you barely eked out an existence in some crappy little apartment somewhere. I'm about to crack up just picturing it. Well, I can only imagine what a twisted little mind's imagination like yours thinks happened to me. Something horrible, I'm sure. So this might disappoint you when I say that I live a life nice enough to let me live in the same building that you're living in now. What? Are you serious? You actually live here? I thought you were just passing through. Even so, I bet it's probably some first-floor crappy little place, isn't it? It's probably nothing like that apartment that George and I live on. We're all the way up on the 26th floor, you know. And there's only 27 floors in the whole building. Basically, we're practically living at the penthouse level. How does that make you feel? 1, I'm pretty sure our building doesn't actually have a penthouse suite. And 2, are you really judging other people based on what floor of the building they live on? I think that's a pretty stupid way to think about others, so I'm not really interested in getting sucked into this. Just what someone living on the first floor would say. So tell me, what floor do you actually live on then, huh? I'm not going to tell you. Whatever. All you're doing is proving my point right now. I'm embarrassed just to be talking to some little nobody who lives all the way down there. I guess I'll just save you the embarrassment of having to tell me and retract my question. Hey! Are you serious right now? Like, please tell me that it's not true. I really hope for your sake it isn't, because I am cracking up. Literally howling with laughter right now. What do you want now? Do you really work with one of Greg's business partners? What are you talking about now? You'll have to be a little more specific. About a year ago, George's dad stepped down and George became company president. You do remember that you used to be married to an heir, didn't you? Anyways, George had a meeting about an important deal at Le Mans International today. And as he was getting ready to leave and head back to his own company, he said that he saw you in the lobby looking like you were coming back from something. Oh, so that was George then? I was pretty far away, but I saw someone staring at me in the lobby and thought it might have been. But I couldn't tell for sure. So tell me, is it a part-time job? Are you a temp? Or an intern or something? Why should I tell you what my job is? So you're playing this game again then, huh? Well then, that makes the answer obvious. You're probably just there part-time. That's probably the best job you could find there. There is no way Lumon would hire some middle-aged housewife with barely any experience unless it was for some tiny little role. I am going to let you in on a little something. The only reason that I have not blocked your number is that I am merely trying to keep an eye on you. What are you talking about? You're trying to keep an eye on me? To see if I'll do what? I am not keeping this line of communication between us open so I can listen to you brag about your life while you heap insult after insult on me. And it is certainly not so that I can tell you all about my life. Wow! Someone's touchy. But sis, come on. Mom and Dad aren't with us anymore. It's just the two of us now. You can't hold this grudge forever, you know. And just who do you think you are to tell me that? First of all, we've never gotten along or had any kind of love for each other, even when we were little. Second of all, you stole my husband and kicked me out of my own home. I will hold on to whatever I want as long as I want. Thank you very much. Oh, Minnie. Even though you're the older sister, you never were the more mature one, were you? If you would just talk to me like an adult, we could put all this behind us, you know? I don't have anything to say to you. And besides, you're forgetting who I am now. Not only am I your little sister, I am married to the president of one of Lumon's main trading partners. So I would watch your tongue when you talk to me, if you know what's good for you. Who knows? I might let word slip to George and convince him to pull the plug on his deal with Lumon. Do you really think a company as big as that is going to let some peon like you keep their job when something that big is on the line? Just remember where you stand. What company does George actually work at again? Bodacorp. Don't even pretend like you forgot. Ah, that's right. Well, they are one of our trading partners, I'll give you that much. But I also know that after George's father died, the only reason that the job went to him was because it was left to him in the will. Not for skill or any kind of practical reason. I am going to let that one slide, Minnie. But you are on very, very thin ice. I would be extra careful not to upset me. Got it? Well, how about this for upsetting? This month, I am going to cease any trade with Boda. How does that work for you? Excuse me? What is that supposed to be? Some kind of joke? Minnie? What have you done? What is going on? What is it now? Yesterday, when you said you were going to cut off Boda, what did you mean by that? George is freaking out right now. He told me the reason he went to Lumon yesterday was to meet with their CEO to negotiate holding onto one of their biggest contracts. Oh, right. That. Yeah, he went, but he couldn't meet with her. Isn't that right? Don't play games with me. He told me that the CEO who refused to meet with him was actually you all along. That is correct. I am the CEO of Lumon. I started the company myself about 5 years ago. No. It can't be. You're lying to me. Right? I am not lying. And I am assuming George had to know who I really was before coming to the meeting as well. I guess he just didn't want to tell you to protect your pride, probably. What? But that can't be. You said that you were just working there part-time. You can't be a part-time CEO. You're a liar. Actually, I never answered your question, if you'll remember correctly. You just decided that that must mean that I was only working there part-time. Go ahead and scroll up through our earlier messages. It is all laid out there pretty plainly for you to see. Oh, and one more thing. We never talked about this. But now that we're in touch again, I think we should talk about this. Talk about what? What other nightmares do you have to drop on me? I am talking about the alimony. Really? You mean from the divorce? Well, the time period when you could have collected that is long gone now. Sucks for you, huh? Oh, you always let your ego and arrogance get the better of you. But I've actually already collected the money. Every single cent. What? When? I never remember paying you. It was 7 years ago, when you two kicked me out of my own home in the middle of the night. It was true that for that night I had no place I could go to and was homeless, but the next day my best friend who was abroad for a business trip came home. I searched their flight online and found out when the airplane would be landing so that I would know when I could talk to her. I explained to her what had happened and asked for her help. Of course, she did help me, and even introduced me to a good private detective and lawyer. After that, everything fell into place rather quickly. After about a month, George had paid me a lump sum alimony which totaled about $50,000. You mean that George had to pay you $50,000? Judging from your reaction, I am guessing that he never told you about all of this. Well, whatever. It doesn't change anything now. And besides, you still haven't answered my question. Lumon is about to cut ties with Boda. You have to do something. I have to do something? And what makes you say that? Come on! This has gone on long enough. Just say that the deal is back on and this cannot be over. This is a direct order from the wife of Boda's president. Do you hear me? Direct order? Please, Alexa, don't make me laugh. Don't you think that George has already come trying to beg me to change my mind? I could hear the panic in his voice over the phone. That's because the deal meant far more to Boda than it did to us. That is to say, my company was always the one holding all the cards. Wait. No. That can't be right. Boda is a huge company, isn't it? Let me try and break this down for you a little bit more precisely. In a nutshell, I was only allowing Boda to continue to do business with Lumon as a formality. In a lot of ways, I was letting George keep his job by continuing the previous agreement in the first place. And the only reason I didn't cancel earlier was because we started doing business back when George's father was still in charge. Of course, once George himself took over, the quality of work coming from Boda showed a noticeable decline. For about 3 months straight, they've been making some especially egregious mistakes. And that is what is really motivating this decision. Keeping the deal with Boda anymore would just be bad business and detrimental to Lumon. That's why I decided to end the deal and start a new one with a similar company in a similar industry. What? No! You can't do that! You can't make a decision like this over a couple of mistakes! You know, this is why George got sick of you and got with me. You have no sense of flexibility or understanding for others. You just want things done your way. Alexa, this decision is literally the epitome of business, not personal. Please don't muddy the two. You're doing it again! You can't do this! Besides, it's not like I didn't give George plenty of chances. I sent him numerous messages telling him to improve his performance and fix his mistakes, or else there would be consequences. But I guess he never thought that it would really come to this and ignored me when I was being more than fair. That's not true. I don't believe it. This is all just a revenge plot. Say what you like. It doesn't change the facts of the matter. As CEO of Lumon, it is my job to ensure that the company is always doing things that are in its best interests. I have employees whose livelihoods I need to worry about. And in order to do that, it means ending deals when they've gone bad and starting new ones that will benefit the company. That's inhuman! You're just like some kind of sick calculating robot who only cares about the bottom line. For the last time, this is what business is. In this world, you need to be able to make decisions by calmly thinking about what is best for the company. I have explained to you how I came to my decision after giving George plenty of chances. And my decision is final. You're just being stubborn. You're just trying to get back at us. Now, if you want to get personal, Why don't we talk about Rick? What? Don't you remember when we were in high school and you mistakenly thought that I had a crush on him? So you seduced him to try and bully me? Well, he's working at Boda through nepotism with some higher-up working there. And what does he have to do with anything? That was so long ago and has nothing to do with the current situation, so I really don't see why you brought him up. We should just drop this and get back to what matters. Alexa, do you even realize the grave that you're digging for yourself right now? And what is that supposed to mean? I am talking about yesterday, when George saw me in the lobby of Lumon. The one who actually pointed me out to him was Rick. Okay, so what? You're still not addressing the question. Well, George always knew that I was CEO of Lumon. So when we were all in the lobby, I expected him to say something to me. Only he didn't and walked past me as if I didn't exist. Rick, on the other hand, did notice me and was staring at me the whole time. Then, yesterday, he messaged me talking about how I was working here part-time. You're not making any sense. Just get to the point. Patience. I asked Rick where he heard that from, and he said that he heard it from you. Wait. No, Minnie. You've got it wrong. Well, I started trying to fit some of the pieces together in my head. And what it led me to was, it's true, I'd best to guess. But I took that guess and reached out to Rick's wife. And she went through his phone and some of his stuff to check out that guess. No, you're wrong. And wouldn't you know it? But heaps and heaps of evidence of the affair between you two was there on full display. What? What have you done? You don't know what's really going on here. By the way, Rick's wife is sitting right next to me. What is she doing there? Well, after all that happened, I told her I knew a good lawyer she could call. I think she is very much looking forward to seeing both of you in court soon. You're kidding me. That can't be right. Oh, and by the way, I reached out to George as well. You what? What are you trying to do? You're ruining my life. Minnie, give me my money back. What money? I need the alimony money George paid you. I need to use it to pay my alimony to George. Minnie, this is serious. I'm not messing around right now. Give me that money. I really have no idea why Alexa would think that I would give her that money. Finally, her lawyer had to sit her down and explain to her that the money was not something she could recall like a loan and that it wasn't hers to use. I guess in the end, she understood, more or less. Alex and Rick both ended up owing quite a hefty sum to both of their spouses. And in the end, Alexa, who stole George from me originally in the hopes that she would live the life of a pampered housewife, fell to her knees in shock at the amount she would have to cough up. My poor little sister was left with no one to call on for help. Now she works hard every day at a dead-end job the loan office introduced to her so that she can finally be free of all her debt. As for Rick, he managed to pull enough favors and finagle enough in loans to pay his alimony in a lump sum. But after that he ran off, never to be seen again. Without the business deal with Lumon, George's Boda quickly fell into bankruptcy and shut down.
Good evening, Natasha. It would have been nice of you to reach out to me through text at some point, but I suppose I'll have to take the initiative since you won't. But I don't have time to discuss matters and proper etiquette with you. I need to get straight to the point. You still aren't pregnant, are you? I haven't been receiving any updates about your situation. I don't know what I expected from a daughter-in-law that never reaches out. You and Tucker have been married for almost 2.5 years now. Did you know that it's often said that marriages that go without children within the first 3 years are doomed to fall apart? It's often best that both parties agree to a divorce and move on. You do realize you're getting very close to reaching that point. Far be it from me to give any unwanted criticism, but if I were in your situation, I would strongly consider preparing documents for a divorce if you don't have much hope for children within the next 6 months.
It's nice to hear from you, Abigail. I barely remember the last time you and I spoke with one another.
That's some way to address your mother-in-law. I knew you lacked manners, but it seems you've gone and outdone yourself.
But you're not my mother-in-law.
Why, I never. What has gotten into you?
I'm sorry, but have I done something to upset you? I don't really understand where all the hostility is coming from.
For starters, you could show a little bit more respect. Maybe you don't want to hear the truth and you've been in denial all this time, but you can't blame anyone for the troubles you've been experiencing. You would do well to remember your place and show some respect. You've got to be the most disrespectful woman I have ever met.
I'm really sorry, but I'm still totally lost. What are you so upset about? We haven't spoken in who knows how long. I don't think I've said anything rude to you in the short conversation we've been having. If you could go ahead and clarify, I'd be very grateful. Then maybe I can try to piece together where you're going with this conversation.
And to think I was going to give you an opportunity to apologize for what you said earlier. Your ill-mannered ignorance is excusable, but it seems more and more like you're just trying to irritate me.
I'm not doing anything to deliberately annoy you, but apparently you've woken up on the wrong side of the bed today.
How am I not your mother-in-law when you're married to my son? I'm sure even you understand how that all works. Stop acting so foolish.
I am well aware of how marriage works, Abigail. You don't need to explain it to me. But Tucker and I have been divorced for some time now. That would also mean that you're in fact not my mother-in-law. At least not anymore. Maybe that will answer what questions you have for me right now?
Divorce? What are you talking about?
Wait. You don't know that we're divorced? Have you really not heard anything from Tucker? When did you talk to him last?
Again, what are you talking about? What divorce? You shouldn't joke about those kind of things, Natasha. You will manifest very negative outcomes in your life if you act so carelessly.
But it isn't a joke. I'm telling you the truth. We aren't married anymore.
The fact that the two of you have already wasted so much time not having children is already enough cause for concern. I'd appreciate if you could be a little bit more serious about this and cope with your stress in some other fashion.
Are you just deliberately ignoring everything I'm trying to tell you?
I told you I've had more than enough of your jokes. They aren't amusing in the slightest. You've got less than half a year, Natasha. That's barely 6 months. If you're planning on having children, I'd highly suggest you seriously consider getting a real divorce rather than pulling my leg about it when I'm trying to help you.
But we already did. It's not a joke. Maybe you should ask him yourself if you don't believe me.
I don't need to hear excuses from you. You know what you need to do. Or should I explain the situation to you again so that it'll set in? I get the feeling that you aren't taking any of this seriously. People that don't have children within 3 years of being married do not have healthy relationships. You're cutting it very close to your deadline. You have 6 months, Natasha. 6 months. Does any of that not make sense to you? You're treading on thin ice if you want to make this marriage with Tucker work. I'm only trying to get you to understand all of this because I'm thinking about what is at stake here with your future.
And I am trying to explain to you that we are already divorced. What is so hard for you to get? Your concern is appreciated but misplaced. Please listen to what I'm telling you.
I would like to have grandchildren before I move on from this life to the next. Tucker would like to have children as well, of course. It's a bit selfish of you to keep both of us waiting.
Stop ignoring me and listen. You've turned this short conversation into a theatrical performance. We are not married anymore.
The excuses need to stop. You keep trying to change the subject and aren't listening to anything I'm trying to tell you.
Have you lost your mind?
Enough, Natasha. You have 6 months, and you are rapidly losing time trying to argue with me over my concerns. You shouldn't take this personally, rather as encouragement. I want what's best for you, so don't let me down. Natasha, I haven't heard from you in some time now. I'd like an update once in a while if it's at all possible. I'd hate to trouble you while you're hopefully taking to heart what I told you. You've only got about 3 months left. Have you thought about what we talked about? Have you made any progress at all? You really are something else, you know that? Are you just going to ignore me then? I show some concern about the future of you and your family, and this is the thanks I get?
I'm not ignoring you, but if you're still hoping for some kind of big news update, I'm afraid you'll be disappointed. Can you just be honest with me for a moment? What exactly is your plan with all of this? I don't understand what you're trying to accomplish here.
Really? What are you even getting at? Shouldn't I be asking you the exact same question? You keep acting as if you haven't got the slightest clue what I'm talking about. How about promising to keep in contact regularly now that we aren't all living together anymore? Did you forget about that too? How can you treat family so poorly? You only had been married for 6 months before you decided to move out without even letting me know beforehand. It's like you don't place any value on communication.
Maybe this is something you should have considered in the first place. But when a couple gets a divorce, usually they don't continue to live with one another, let alone their parents. And it's not exactly commonplace for people to stay in regular contact with their divorced spouse and again, their family. I thought this was all common sense.
Are you still rambling on about that nonsense? You know I still don't believe a word of it.
I'm not surprised in the slightest. You never listened to anything I told you. You don't care about how things are normally done, apparently. I'm just telling you the truth, and you don't seem to want to accept any of it.
Is that what you think? You think everyone acts like you? Is that it? Do you think everyone treats promises like you do? Like they mean nothing? I hate to break it to you, but most people keep the promises that they make.
Okay, but you're still forgetting a really important detail that kind of changes all of the context in this situation. Tucker and I got divorced a while ago. We aren't together anymore. I keep trying to tell you, and you refuse to listen to me.
And I've been telling you to stop with the jokes. It wasn't funny before, and it isn't funny now. I am trying to help you, Natasha. Your marriage is on the brink of falling apart, and I'm trying to get you to realize that. Why is that so hard for you to understand? You're being incredibly selfish when someone is trying to help you. Your life as you know it could change drastically, and all you can do is make jokes and act selfish.
Enough already! I don't need you to help me with anything.
I don't think you realize what you're saying. You need more help than you know. I've told you that marriages don't last when you don't put in the effort. If you don't have children, your marriage is doomed to fail. Do you understand that time is quickly running out? You've only got 3 months left until you've been married for 3 years. That's not much time at all. If you'd like to have a strong and healthy marriage, I'd highly suggest that you start making some important decisions in the near future.
I think I'm going to lose my mind. I don't understand why you're being deliberately ignorant. I don't know how to get it through your thick skull that you are living in a fantasy world where things are clearly not the way you perceive them.
I think that makes 2 of us, then.
How many times have I told you now that we aren't together? I've moved on with my life, and it's about time that you do too. You're stuck in the past. It's time you moved on too. If you want grandchildren so badly, maybe you should encourage your son to start looking for a new wife. Or maybe you can find one for him. Either way, you need to move on. Whatever you do, I'd prefer if you leave me be. I'm getting a little tired of you pestering me.
You are throwing your entire life away.
I need to go. Sorry to cut this short.
Hello, Natasha. I hope you're having a good evening. I suppose I should be congratulating you on your 3-year anniversary. I still haven't heard anything about whether or not you're pregnant, so I'm going to assume the worst. It really is a shame that there wasn't anything you could do to save your marriage. You've also managed to go several more months without reaching out to me. Why is it so difficult for you to talk to your mother-in-law now and then?
I thought we were finished with this. I don't want to go through all of this with you again. You're going to ignore everything I have to tell you, as always. Why do you keep this up?
I see you're still acting as rude as ever. I hope by now you would have changed at least a little.
Your definition of rude and my definition are clearly drastically different from one another. I still don't see how telling you the honest truth is rude. If anything, I think it's kind of me to be so patient with you.
I've tried to be patient with you myself, but it seems I can only do so much to try to help you. I can tell you're content with throwing away what little potential you had. You're totally helpless. I don't know why I even bothered when clearly this is all some joke to you. You don't care about anything. If you aren't planning on having children or just incapable, you and Tucker need to get a divorce immediately. Of all the people to call someone else helpless, you are one to talk. Clearly, you have no idea what is going on with your own family, so I'll have to fill you in. I've told you before, and I'll say it again. Tucker and I are not married. I married another man a while ago. I have already started my own family. Is this another joke? You can't be serious. You married to someone else?
Yes, it was 2.5 years ago.
And you already have children?
Yes, a 6-month-old. And I'm sure you can put 2 and 2 together. It's not your grandchild.
You can't be serious. You don't really expect me to believe this, do you?
It's the truth. I've been trying to explain to you from the very beginning. The first time you messaged me months ago out of nowhere was already incredibly strange. I had to do some investigating. Tuck also remarried. Were you not aware? He married another woman about 2.5 years ago as well.
This has to be a joke. What are you even saying? This doesn't make a bit of sense. How could you already have a family with someone else? We just met at family gathering only several months ago. What do you have to say about that? I'd like to hear your explanation.
You do know I have a twin sister, right?
Twin sister? You know, now that you mention it, I do remember she came to the wedding.
After Tucker and I divorced, I haven't been back to Greensboro even once.
You haven't come back to visit at all?
Yes, I've gone out of my way to stay far away from there. I decided it would be best for my mental health. I moved rather far away too. Anyway, back to what I was originally saying. I actually didn't know about this until recently too. It turns out the day after Tucker and I were divorced, he proposed to my sister and they got married.
Tucker married your sister?
There was a lot going on back when Tucker and I got divorced and I moved away. Just 6 months in, our marriage had already been struggling. Our personalities were never a perfect match for one another, but more and more problems came up as time went on. Even in our daily lives, we were arguing over small things. We came to an agreement that the both of us would be better off if we weren't together. It was too difficult for us to work through our problems. We had been proceeding with the divorce rather amicably, but it didn't last long. I eventually found out that part of it, if not the entire reason why things hadn't been going well between Tucker and I, was because he had been cheating on me with my sister. It came as a huge surprise to me. I never would have expected him to stab me in the back like that. When I found out, I almost couldn't believe it. It was too absurd to be real. It's the truth, though, for better or for worse.
I can't believe this. So you really haven't been with Tucker all this time?
That's what I've been trying to tell you. Tucker and I are not together and have not been for a while. He's been married to Emily all this time.
I don't understand. None of this makes sense. This is the first I've heard any of this. Why haven't I heard anything about this from anyone?
Yes, that much is apparent. Although I did try to tell you from the beginning that I wasn't married to Tucker anymore, that part fell on deaf ears.
But why wouldn't Tucker tell me about it?
I can't imagine why he wouldn't want to tell his mother about having done something as awful as cheating on his wife. Your guess is as good as mine.
I'm still his mother, though.
Didn't Tucker's sister end up getting a divorce because she'd been cheating on her husband? It's kind of similar to Tucker's situation. You were pretty upset about the whole situation, if I recall correctly. You do remember, don't you? It was pretty incredible how you nearly destroyed everything around the house in your fit of rage. You were really frustrated with her. Maybe Tucker remembered how upset you got and didn't want to share with you that he had done something similar that might cause another situation like that to occur. It seems like Tucker really capitalized on the fact that Emily and I are identical twins and had her pretend as though nothing had changed in terms of who he was married to. The reunion you mentioned earlier, which I did not attend, was Emily going, in place of me. I imagine she played the part she was told to by Tucker. I would say that she did a good job too. This is just from what I know now that I've looked into the situation a bit more since you first reached out to me.
This is absolutely insane!
If I had to guess, my parents are probably completely on board with my sister's degeneracy. They think she can do nothing wrong.
They approve of this?
Yes, unfortunately. They're almost as unreasonable as my sister. But now that you know the truth, you need to make some decisions going forward. The truth will come out eventually, whether you decide to take a proactive role in that or not.
Yes, you are right. I hadn't thought about what could come next. I never anticipated something like this could happen. I understand that you are no longer a part of our family. I should have listened to what you were trying to tell me before. There's no point in us talking any longer, though. I don't think I have any more to say to you. If you'll excuse me, then I need to figure some things out.
Oh, are you busy? Do you really think that this all ends as simple as that?
What do you mean? What more is there?
Oh, nothing really, I suppose. But before you go, I should be thanking you for everything you've done for me.
Thanking me? I haven't done anything for you.
It's all thanks to you thinking I was still married to Tucker and your constant messages that you flooded me with in the past few months. I never would have figured out about the horrible things that my sister did behind my back with Tucker if not for that.
Oh, well, I suppose when you put it that way.
If I didn't know, I wouldn't have been able to sue Tucker.
You're suing him?
Of course! He lied to me and betrayed me. I'm very grateful that you allowed me such a fortuitous opportunity to learn the truth. I really appreciate it.
What can you even sue him for, though? It's not like you can increase your alimony or anything.
Unfortunately, my alimony ended as soon as I remarried. That's why I'm just going to sue him for emotional damages. Unfortunately, at the moment, it seems that Tucker is unemployed. It's very unfortunate circumstances to be in at the moment.
He's unemployed? How in the world did he lose his job?
I'm not exactly sure about all the details of the incident, but it looks like he made one too many mistakes at work that caused him to lose his job. I can't pretend like I care any more than I do, though. I bet he'll be asking you to help him pay for the lawsuit, so I hope you'll be able to help your son out in these trying times.
Wait, hang on. Me? How can you expect me to help him?
What exactly is the problem? Don't you want to help your son out?
How could you do this? We've already struggled with covering all the costs that came with my daughter's divorce. We had to use so much of our savings. It took us nearly everything to cover all of that, and she hasn't even repaid us. We haven't heard anything from her in a while. I don't know if we'll ever see the rest of that money that she owes us.
I see. That's a really difficult situation to be in. I don't care where the money comes from, to be honest. As long as I'm paid the full amount, the details don't matter to me.
Don't you understand how difficult this is going to be for us?
Maybe, but I'm sure you'll all be able to figure something out. Thank you in advance.
How could you be so cruel? I'm telling you that we don't have any money. How do you expect us to be able to afford this? I was your mother-in-law. We were family. Can't you be a little understanding of our situation? How can you do this knowing it's going to hurt us? I thought of you as my daughter.
Is that really how you felt? When you thought I was still married to your son, you demanded I get a divorce because you thought we weren't having children. I don't think you even really knew how you feel. Your whole world has been completely turned around over the course of the past few months, and you only now realize it? I almost feel sorry for you.
I can't believe you're going to do this to me.
Like you said earlier, I don't have anything else that I need to say, so that's all from me.
You don't have to do this. We aren't going to be able to manage any more debt.
This is long overdue, but I will be blocking your number now.
Natasha, don't you dare block my number.
After my last conversation with my former mother-in-law, I heard about what transpired next from a friend of mine that lives close to their home. Abigail called Tucker and Emily and demanded to speak with them as soon as possible for an important discussion. Though it was a discussion only in name, as there was a lot more furniture thrown around and yelling than most civil conversations, the altercation was so loud that everyone in the neighborhood could hear, and eventually the police were called to check up on the family. While the police stepped in to de-escalate the situation, it wasn't a permanent remedy to any of their new problems. Abigail wouldn't cover the costs of the lawsuit, and eventually she and Tucker refused to talk to one another. She couldn't stand knowing that her reputation would be tied to both of her children ruining marriages through infidelity, and decided to move out of town. No one is sure where she moved to. As for my cheating ex-husband and sister, they've fallen on hard times paying the damages from my lawsuit. The sudden rise in tension between Tucker and I was something that had always bothered me, as though there was a piece of the story that I'd been missing. I'm glad that I finally know what happened and can get some closure. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed watching this video and want to see more like it, don't forget to give us a like and subscribe.
Hey, Gabriella! How are you this evening?
Oh, hey, Summer. I wanted to say thank you for last week.
No, don't worry about it. When Dominic and I get married next month, you and I are going to be sister-in-laws. We have to look out for each other.
The wedding is at the end of next month. Are you excited?
I have to admit, I am a little nervous.
Oh, don't be nervous. Everything is going to go great. I know it'll be a beautiful ceremony.
I did hear something that has me a little worried, though. Your husband works for a trading company, right?
Yes, that's true. Is something wrong?
No, that's fine. That's good to hear. I just heard that one of Dominic's brothers or sisters doesn't have a job.
Oh, you're talking about Casey, I think.
We've decided not to have him come to the wedding.
Huh? Why not?
Well, first of all, if he doesn't have a job, he can't afford to get us a nice wedding gift. But more importantly, I don't want my family and friends to start talking to him and realize that he is out of work. What would people say? It would be super embarrassing for me if anyone found out that my new in-laws have a real slacker for a son.
Oh, is that so? I don't know what to say.
I'm not trying to be disrespectful or anything. What do you think? What would you do if you were me? You'd do the same thing, right?
Honestly? No, I don't think I would. You know, Casey hasn't always been out of work. And he only lost his job because the company was downsizing. He didn't do anything wrong. Before he lost his job, he was making a good career for himself. I'm sure he will find something new soon. It's just been a tough economy lately.
No, that isn't what I meant at all. Or I guess I should say that isn't the problem. Not exactly. If my own family thinks that my new brother-in-law is a freeloading loser, they're going to look down on my new husband. I don't want that for Dominic. And I don't want them to laugh at me either. I want them to get a good impression of my husband. It's important for us to get a good start as a couple.
I don't think anyone is going to really care that much, do you? Who would even know Casey doesn't have a job? And even if they do, surely it wouldn't bother them. Surely they'd understand.
They absolutely will care. Of course they will. I really thought you would understand, Gabriella. I guess that's too bad.
But Dominic and Casey have been close ever since they were little. They're practically the same age. If you don't invite him, I think it will really hurt his feelings. It may even create a rift in the family. I'm sure Casey wants to be there to celebrate with everyone.
What does that even have to do with me?
Excuse me? I don't think I understand.
I don't really care if it hurts his feelings or not. Dominic and I can at least save face. I don't really want any rumors going around about us. I'd rather go ahead and cut loose strings than have people whispering about me behind my back. Wouldn't you?
Loose strings? You're talking about Casey?
Obviously. And it's my wedding, isn't it? I want everything to be perfect. It's my special day, and I won't be happy if I spend it worrying.
What does Dominic have to say about all this? Surely he wants to invite Casey. Have you talked to him about it?
He hasn't said anything about it. Dominic trusts me to do what's best. He doesn't talk back to me about anything.
Really?
Yeah. He always just lets me do what I need to do. He lets me handle things in my own way.
Look, it's your wedding, so I can't tell you what to do. But I wish you would think about how Casey is going to feel if you ask him not to come. Especially if he is the only one left out. He will be so hurt.
I don't really care about how he feels. Are you trying to preach to me about what is right and wrong? Get off your soapbox.
No, I didn't mean it like that.
It doesn't matter. I've already decided anyway. I don't want him to come. No matter what you say, there's no point. You can't change my mind. I do look forward to seeing you at the wedding, though. And please bring your husband along. I would love to meet him. Oh my goodness, Gabriella! I heard you were in an accident. Are you okay?
I'm okay. Thank you for asking. I hope you weren't too worried. It looks like Dominic also tried to call me, but I wasn't able to answer the phone. Can you tell him I'm all right?
Of course I will. I'm just glad you are okay. I feel so much better knowing you weren't seriously hurt.
You are so sweet to worry about me. Thank you. Unfortunately, I did break both of my legs. My tibia is broken on one side and my ankle on the other. I will still be able to come to the wedding, but I'm going to be in a wheelchair.
What?
Do you happen to know if the venue is wheelchair friendly? I hope there aren't too many stairs. Are there ramps or an elevator? My doctor said I will probably be able to get around on crutches by next month, but I need a little more time before I can put any weight on my ankle.
A wheelchair? Gabriella, you're going to be in a wheelchair?
Yeah, unfortunately. I don't think I will have to use it for too long at least. But the wedding is just next week. There's no way I will be able to walk by then.
Wow. A wheelchair, huh?
What's up? Is everything okay?
I hate to ask, but do you think you could skip the wedding?
What? What do you mean, skip the wedding?
You don't really want to come so badly that you'd still come in a wheelchair, right?
What is that supposed to mean?
Do you still want to come?
Well, of course I do. I know I can't move around as well as normal in the wheelchair, and I will probably need a little extra care from the hotel staff. And I guess we might need to change our room to an ADA accessible one. But my husband will be close by the whole time and he can help me out. I don't think there will be any issues. I should be just fine. Is there a problem?
It's just that, well, I don't want anyone in a wheelchair during my wedding.
Seriously?
Do you think you could skip it? For me? I'd like you to stay at home. Please?
What are you saying? You don't want me there?
Dominic can stop by to get any gifts you had for us some other time. But I would really rather you not come to the ceremony or the reception.
Is that really how you feel? I'm literally the groom's big sister. If you were hurt and had to use a wheelchair, you would still get married, wouldn't you?
You don't get it, do you?
What?
Are you trying to make me look bad? I don't want anyone in my family to be in a wheelchair. I'd be so embarrassed. And you will ruin the photos. I don't want everyone staring at you and feeling sorry for you. The wedding is my special day. It's my time to shine and to have everyone focused on me. I don't want everyone to spend the whole time worrying about you. I don't want you to steal my day.
I understand that you don't want people to worry about me, but is this really about the wheelchair? I can take care of myself, I promise. My husband and I will handle it, and I won't be a problem. You won't have to worry about anything, Summer. I promise.
No. That isn't what I meant at all. When are you going to get it through that thick skull of yours? I am telling you not to come. You're uninvited. Capiche? I don't want to give anyone a bad impression. I don't want them staring at your wheelchair. I am telling you, do not come to my wedding. I do not want you there.
That's really what you want, isn't it? 100% that is what I am telling you. I'm not going to have you stealing all the attention on my special day. It's my wedding, and I want it to be absolutely perfect. Okay, I understand. I'm glad! Thank you for understanding! I understand that you are ashamed of people who need a wheelchair. Just wondering, what does Dominic think? What does he say about this? Now that you are telling his big sister not to come to his wedding. You have talked to Dominic about it, haven't you? Because of course he wouldn't tell me not to come without talking to him first. Don't worry about it. We already discussed it. He agrees with me completely. He always does. Are you for real? I can't believe it. It doesn't really matter if you believe it or not. It's the truth. The bond between a husband and wife is even stronger than the bond between brothers and sisters. So keep that in mind and don't come to the wedding. You can always send any gifts in the mail or with someone else. I think I get it. I see how you and Dominic think. We just don't want anybody in a wheelchair at the wedding. Is that so much to ask? It would be such a bother. Oh no, it's fine. I understand completely. Don't worry about me. I'll be fine. Hey! Answer the phone! I know you were looking at your phone. I know you can see this. Dominic has also been trying to call you. You need to answer the phone. What? What do you mean, what? I can't get anyone on the phone. No one will answer. Not even your mom or dad will pick up the phone. So what? Huh? What day do you think it is? Have you forgotten? No, I know what today is. It's Saturday, right? The 28th? Don't you mess with me! You know perfectly well that today's our wedding. Why hasn't anyone come? Not a single person from Dominic's side of the family has shown up. So? Didn't you say you didn't want any of us at the wedding? What? No. I just said I didn't want you to come. I didn't say anything about anyone else. Because of the wheelchair. You know my mother and father both use wheelchairs, right? What? Are you serious? I've never heard anything about that before. I guess Dominic never mentioned it to you. I don't know why. Maybe he was scared it would make you mad. But we've all agreed to respect her wishes. We are going to do exactly as you asked. Our family has decided to cut ties with both of you, since that is what you seem to really want. Huh? Naturally, none of us will be coming to the wedding today. We only want to do as you asked. What are you saying? The wedding is about to start. We only have like half an hour before the ceremony starts. Where is everyone? You all need to get here as fast as you can. We had all already planned to come to the wedding, so everyone had taken plenty of time off work. We decided that it would be fun to use the time to go on a family vacation instead. We aren't even in the state right now. There's no way we could make the wedding. Oh my god! What about my wedding? I'm pretty sure our parents reached out to Dominic this morning. I'm positive they talked to him. I guess he didn't want to tell you. He must not have wanted to upset you right before the ceremony. Huh? What are you talking about? They talked to him about everything. How you aren't comfortable with people in wheelchairs coming to your wedding. How you don't want Casey to come just because he's currently unemployed. How you called him names and said you were ashamed of him. You didn't want any of us to come because you were worried about how you would look. What kind of family would accept that? Ours certainly doesn't accept it. So Dominic is no longer a part of our family. Wait just a minute, will you? Seriously? No one is going to come to the wedding? Not one of you? It's just what you wanted. I'm only talking to you so you'll leave everyone alone. I wanted to let you know what was going on. But after this, I'm going to block your number. What are you saying? I don't understand what you mean. Look, we don't even have half an hour now. You've got to come back. Where are you? Really now? Aren't you the one that told me not to come? Yeah, that's true. But I just meant you. I didn't mean for everyone else not to come. Think of it this way. You did us a favor. We don't want someone that is ashamed of anyone who uses a wheelchair to join this family. We're all proud of who we are, and we don't judge people for something so silly as how they get around. We don't want someone like you as part of the family. So you've made our decision for us. What on earth are you talking about? I just thought it would be hard for you to get around in a wheelchair. That's all. Oh, don't lie. We both know that isn't true. It's just embarrassing for both of us. You wrote out exactly how you feel in WhatsApp. I still have it in my chat history. In fact, I showed it to everyone else too. Wait, please. We had more than 20 seats reserved for your family. We can't just have 20 empty seats. That's going to be awful. What's so awful about it? How is that going to look? It's going to be so embarrassing for me. What will everyone think? Seriously? Even now, that's all you are worried about? You aren't worried about how we all feel. Just about how you are going to look in front of your friends? Of course I worry about how you all feel. So please, come to the wedding. There's still time. I can't have 20 empty seats. It's going to be so embarrassing. Oh, I also wanted to let you know that none of us are going to be sending any gifts for you after the wedding. I know you had a honeymoon fund you were asking everyone to contribute to. We won't be sending any money. What? My mom already called Dominic and talked to him about it, I believe. Since none of us will be at the wedding or allowed to celebrate with you, we didn't think it made sense to send you any gifts either. Gabriella! I'm really sorry. Believe me, I've made a terrible mistake. I just wanted today to go perfectly, that's all. I didn't mean to hurt you. You say that, but don't you think you were being a little selfish? You can apologize if you like, but I don't know how everyone would feel about that. Please come back. Come to the wedding. I'm really sorry. I shouldn't have done that. I'll never do anything as rude as this again. I promise. It's a little late for that, don't you think? I'm going to have to let you go. I want to focus on relaxing with my family. We've got some sightseeing to do before we head to a lovely dinner. And trust me, that does not include you. I hope you have fun at the wedding. I'm sure it'll be beautiful. After hearing about the awful messages Summer had sent to Gabriella, Gabriella's parents had a family meeting. They talked it over with everyone, and they unanimously agreed to not attend the wedding. Instead of going to the wedding, they used their vacation time and the money they had expected to spend to plan a big family vacation instead. The family reached out to Dominic before the wedding and let him know what had happened. They told him that if he and his new bride felt so strongly about keeping up appearances, they were no longer part of the family. They didn't want a son who was too ashamed of his own family to let them come to his wedding. Dominic and Summer had a massive fight during the wedding. It's amazing that the roots of a divorce can already begin during a wedding. He was so furious over everything that had happened, and how his new wife had insulted his parents. They were only married for a month before he kicked her out of the house. Dominic pleaded with his family to forgive him, but the damage was done. Dominic lost his family and all the money he spent on the wedding. And what did he have to show for it? A month later, he didn't even have a wife.
Emily, you better tell me you've signed those divorce papers I sent you. Answer me now.
Yes, Thomas, geez. I've signed them already.
All of them?
Yes, all of the forms you sent me.
Alright, good. When were you going to email it to me then? If you're not going to email them, you know you have to physically go to the family courthouse to submit it, right?
I think I'll email it to them.
Okay, cool.
Do you want me to let you know when the forms have officially been filed? Or when the judge approves it?
You still want to talk to me? Geez, you need to get over me, man. Nah, they should send me an email about it too, right?
Ugh, whatever. Yeah, they should do, I guess.
Listen, I know you're having a hard time getting over me, but you gotta do it. Just let it go. Forget me ASAP.
Oh, give me a break. I'm only asking you whether or not you need me to let you know how the divorce procedures are going. What part of that makes you think I'm having a hard time getting over you? You need to get over yourself, Thomas.
Whatever, Emily, I know you well enough. You can't just get over me, can you? Or what, are you jealous that I'm off to Santa Monica Pier with Cynthia? You can't ruin my romantic getaway with her, okay? Am I right or what?
You're so full of yourself, it's actually funny.
Whatever, man. You better not go all psycho on me and stalk me or anything. Cynthia and I are gonna have the perfect date today. I don't have time to be entertaining you and your little feelings.
Oh, don't you worry. I have absolutely no feelings for you anymore. Go ahead and have fun, I mean it.
Listen to you, pretending to be all indifferent. You can't fool me.
Say whatever you want, Thomas. I really don't give a crap about you anymore.
Yeah.
Anyway, gotta go now, so bye.
Fine, be like that. Bye.
Emily, where are you? Emily? I went all the way to your place, but you weren't there. What are you doing now? Where are you? Please, please, please reply to my messages as soon as you can. This is urgent. Kathy? Hey, what's going on? Why so many texts? What do you mean? How can you be so calm right now? What the hell are you doing? Huh? Did something happen? Mom already texted you explaining everything, right? Just please hurry up and come to the hospital. I'll tell you the details once you get here. Oh, wait, hold on, Kathy. I'm sorry, but I haven't heard anything from anyone. I hate to tell you this, but I blocked your mom on my phone, so I haven't received these texts you said she sent me. I have no idea what's going on at all here. You're gonna have to explain to me? What? Oh, you did? Okay, well, fine. It's Thomas. Okay, what happened to him? He got caught in a really bad car crash and had to be sent to the ER. A car crash? Really? Yeah, we're at the Santa Monica Medical Center right now near the pier. Please just come here ASAP. We have to talk about a lot of important things. Oh, God. Emily, we've got to make some critical decisions, which involves family consent. I'm so scared. Oh, God. Wait now. Hold on. Kathy, calm down. Everything's going to be okay, so just take a minute and take some deep breaths, okay? Okay. I'm okay. Sorry, I just panicked a bit. Will you try to get here as soon as you can? Please? Now wait, Kathy. Have you not heard about me and Thomas? What? What do you mean? We're divorced. What? We submitted the paperwork for it a few months ago and the judge just approved it a few days ago. No way! I haven't heard any of this. Yeah, sorry, I thought you knew. So that's why I couldn't get in touch with you. No wonder you're not here at the hospital as well. I thought you would have been here at the hospital before any of us. But that makes total sense now. Oh, God. Yeah, sorry, I can't help you guys out. OMG, I'm sorry for texting you so much and asking you to come here and everything then. Oh no, it's totally fine, don't worry. You didn't know. Yeah, but still. Oh, God. Hey, this is a bit hard to ask you, but did you two get a divorce because my brother had an affair? Well, why do you ask? The thing is, there was another woman in the car that Tom's was driving. I have no idea who she was, and I've never seen her before. But she's also in pretty bad shape from the crash. And I don't know, I just had a hunch. Apparently they were on their way back from Santa Monica Pier or something. Ah, I see. Her name is Cynthia, apparently. Do you know her? Well, I guess there's no point in hiding anything now. Yes, I do know about her. And yes, it's just as you suspect, Kathy. He did cheat on me with her, and that led to the divorce. Oh, wow. Hey, I feel like I should apologize to you on my brother's behalf. I can't believe he did this to you. I'm so sorry, Emily. Kathy, there's nothing for you to apologize for. You haven't done anything wrong. If anything, you were always there for me and supported our marriage from the beginning. You've been nothing but kind and helpful to me. So yeah, no need for that. Okay, well, if that's the case then, I guess I'll spare you the details of this crash now then. But don't worry, Thomas and that other girl are both still alive, so it wasn't fatal. The doctor said their lives aren't on the line or anything. Okay, well that's good to hear. And listen, just because we got a divorce, it doesn't mean that I don't care about him. I don't mind hearing the details, so don't hold back, okay? And if there's anything I can do, I'd be more than happy to help, okay? Oh, that's a bit of a relief if I'm honest. I'm still in a bit of shock, and I was glad that I could talk to you. But I thought maybe I can't talk to you like this anymore since you guys aren't together anymore. No, don't be silly. You can still talk to me anytime. Okay, thank you, Emily. So, does this mean you won't block me or anything? I would completely understand if you wanted, though. No, Kathy, I'm not going to block you. I had my reasons for blocking your mother, sorry again, but I won't block you or do anything like that. But anyway, so how are you feeling now? How are you holding up? Are you okay? Me? Oh, I'm fine, I think. I don't mean to pry, but I know that Thomas and your mother don't exactly treat you in the best way. I always thought you deserved better. But anyway, how has everything been for you lately? Oh, well, I mean, I'm used to it now. It's not easy being the stepdaughter, but I also never expected Mom to treat me the same way as she treats Thomas anyway. Nothing can mean more than your own biological child, right? Yeah, but come on, the way they treat you is awful sometimes. Well, it's gotten worse ever since my dad died, but I understand. I mean, it's not their fault that they got stuck with me after my dad died, right? No, but look, I don't know exactly what goes on between you guys, but I guess I'm just worried for you. Since your brother's in hospital now, isn't your mom gonna make you take care of him? What about the hospital fees and other stuff? I know her well enough to know that she's gonna force you to take care of those kind of things, right? Yeah, maybe, I don't know. I know that I don't have much of a say in this stuff anymore, especially now that Thomas and I are divorced, but I still care about you, okay? Listen, Kathy, you don't have to take on all the responsibility for this, okay? It's not on you at all. None of this is. I know it sounds like I'm biased with the divorce and whatnot, but this is your brother's doing, in a way, right? So don't feel like you have to be responsible here. If they try to make you do something you don't want to do, then just say no to them, okay? Emily, thanks. Thank you so much. That means a lot.
Emily, when the hell are you gonna stop ignoring us, man? You better start taking responsibility here. I need more help around here than you think, you know? You know that I'm stuck in this wheelchair, right? I can't walk and Cynthia can't walk anymore either. How the heck do you think that makes her feel? We're both stuck in hell. We're living in a wheelchair-friendly place now, so that's one thing that's helped us. But otherwise, this life is bullcrap. We can't do all of this on our own. You gotta come out here and start taking care of us, man.
Hi, Thomas. Wow, so many messages from you. No wonder my phone wouldn't stop going off. It's been months since I last heard from you. What's all this about? Why are you still talking to me?
What the heck, man? Just get down here and start helping around the house, you idiot. This is all your fault.
Excuse me? What are you talking about? And why in the world should I help my ex-husband and his new girlfriend out? Please tell me so I can understand your logic in all this. Why?
Did you not see the part where I said we're stuck in a wheelchair? Where are you anyway? I'm literally a cripple right now. How can you lounge around like nothing's wrong here?
Right, and I'm sorry that you've ended up in a wheelchair now, but what does that have to do with me?
What? Taking care of your man should be literally your number one priority as a wife.
Excuse me?
Till death do us part? Doesn't that mean anything to you? Did you hit your head and lose your memory or something? You swore to take care of me in sickness and in health when you married me.
What? No, did you hit your head? What are you talking about? Did the hospital give you the wrong meds or something?
Don't be an idiot. I'm not going to repeat myself again. Get down here and start taking care of us. You're my wife. This is your duty.
Wife? You mean ex-wife, right?
What? No. What the? You're still legally my wife.
No. We're divorced, remember?
What the hell? How?
Well, don't act so surprised. If anything, I'm the one who's surprised that you're acting like this. Are you sure they didn't give you some weird medication? You do remember telling me to hurry up and sign the divorce papers, don't you?
What do you mean?
I did everything just like you asked me to. And I emailed the forms to the courthouse as soon as I signed them. Remember?
What? Emily? What the heck, man? Is this some kind of joke you're playing on me? When the heck did this happen?
You specifically told me not to talk to you anymore. So I just never told you that those divorce papers were finalized. Remember how I asked you if you wanted me to let you know how the procedures would go?
What?
Do you seriously not remember? And then you were all, I'm off on a romantic getaway with Cynthia, so don't bother texting me, blah blah. And so I didn't.
Wait, I thought you were just saying all of that because you were obsessed with me and stuff.
No. I asked you if you wanted me to let you know if the divorce has been finalized because I figured you should know. It involved you, so I was just being polite.
But you were so quiet all of a sudden after the whole divorce paper thing. I thought it was because you were still trying to get over me.
Thomas, have you actually lost your mind? I was so quiet because you literally told me not to contact you anymore.
Wait, you have to listen. I wasn't lying when I said that Cynthia and I are really struggling with our new life. It's been a huge adjustment. Mom has had a bad back, so there's only so much she can do for us here. Actually, if I'm being honest, she's in pretty bad shape too. We need you to take care of all three of us.
And you think that me, your ex-wife who you cheated on, is the best person to turn to for help? Have you gone crazy?
Wait, how about I put you back legally as my wife? Then everything will be fine, right?
Huh? What do you mean?
The thing is, the past few months have been so crazy with the accident and dealing with all the hospital stuff. I haven't put Cynthia's name on our marriage certificate yet, so she's legally not my wife yet. So you can still legally be my wife again.
Why are you making it sound as if this is some kind of genius idea? Was the crash that bad that it made you brain dead?
Come on, what the hell is your problem? Can't you see that I'm allowing you to be my wife again? Aren't you happy?
No! I can see right through you, Thomas. I know what you're doing. I bet you're just crawling to me begging for my help because Kathy's not there to take care of you guys anymore. I bet she was smart enough to finally realize how she was being used by you evil, horrible people. And she plucked up the courage to stand up for herself and left you guys. Isn't that what happened?
How the heck do you know about this? Have you been talking to her?
Actually, yes. Kathy told me everything. About how her dad and your mom were both single parents when they got married. And how ever since her dad died 5 years ago, you and your mom have both been treating her like dirt. Poor thing. I feel so bad for her to have been stuck with the two of you for so long. And I'm glad that she finally came around to her senses.
Yeah, fine, you know about this, and so what? What the hell does any of that have to do with what's going on here? This is between you and me now, right?
Well, everything, actually. You see, Kathy found out recently that your mom is no longer her stepmom. Not legally, anyway. Apparently, if a parent adopts a stepchild, but then they either get a divorce or one gets widowed, the parent is no longer considered a step-parent. In this case, because of her father passing away, she's no longer your mom's stepchild. Does that make sense?
Wait, what? No, that doesn't make any sense.
Meaning, Kathy is no longer your stepsister nor a stepchild to your mom.
You mean Mom's disowned her?
Well, it's not really the same because we're talking about the legalities here. This all just means that if she's not legally your family, then she doesn't have to care for you guys at all.
Wait, hold on. I don't get it.
Kathy has absolutely zero legal obligation to take care of you guys. And you can thank your mom for that.
Emily, wait. Okay, let's talk about Cynthia here for a minute. I'm sure you already know about this, but Cynthia really doesn't have anywhere to go. Her parents disowned her recently, and she has no one to take care of her.
Yes, I heard that was because her parents found out that she was having an affair with a married man. In other words, she was having an affair with you, right? So I don't have an ounce of sympathy for her. Or for you, for that matter.
Emily, please. I'm begging you. Come back. We're really, seriously struggling here.
Why don't you find a professional to help you then? Just go on Indeed or look through your local newspaper. I'm sure you can find ads for them. Or ask other relatives to help you out. Why me?
But that would have cost a lot of money, and we don't have that kind of money here. Cynthia and I both had to quit our jobs. Neither of us have any income right now.
And I'll ask you again. What does that have to do with me?
Come on, Emily. I know you still love me, right?
Listen to you. Who do you think you are, honestly? I would have happily worked my fingers to the bone if you were stuck in a wheelchair and half paralyzed like you are now. But that would have been because I loved you. I would have done anything for you. But let me remind you that you were the one that betrayed me. You cheated on me. You lost everything we built in our relationship. So now you have to pay. That's all it is. Why should I care about you anymore?
Okay. Look, could you at least let me know where Kathy is then? Or give me her number? You and Kathy are still friends, right? I'm assuming that you know where she lives, right? Please, Emily.
Yes, but no. Why the hell would I tell you anything about Kathy after all that you've done to her?
Come on, man. Help an ex-husband out here, man.
Kathy finally gathered up the courage to break free from you two evil cows. She's finally now beginning to build a new life for herself. If I were her, I'd want to stay as far away from you guys as possible. So why would I do anything to jeopardize her newly found freedom and independence? She's been stuck with you two for way too long. In fact, way longer than I've been, since you guys were family and I only married you a few years ago. Anyways, I'm on her side now. So you need to stay as far away from her as you can. You hear me?
So who's supposed to take care of us then?
How should I know? I want you out of my life. I never want to hear from you again. You're the last person I ever want to see. I'm serious, Thomas. I'm blocking you. Get out of my life. I wasn't really going to block him. I didn't have the heart to do that, at least not right away. But Thomas ended up being relentless and kept spamming me with the same messages, begging me for my help. He even started posting on my Instagram and Twitter, sweet-talking me into it. Of course, I'm not an idiot, so I just deleted those messages and blocked him there too. In the end, I just blocked him on everything so he could stop messaging me completely. I also blocked his number too so that he can't ever call me. Even though we don't talk, I heard some things about them, both good and bad. First of all, I heard both him and Cynthia found a job working at a disability-friendly place. Which is good for them, because at least they can put food on the table now. But I also heard that their coworkers found out that the affair they'd been having was the reason they landed in wheelchairs. And ever since then, they've not been as friendly as they used to be when they first started working. In fact, some of their coworkers are pretty hostile towards them. But neither of them can afford to lose their jobs, so I guess they're stuck with that. At least they're now officially married, so they have each other. As for me, I'm now planning to move somewhere so I can start my life from scratch now that the divorce is settled. Of course, I'm not letting anyone know where I moved to. Only Kathy knows, since we still keep in touch a lot. I'm just so relieved that I can put the past behind me now, and so excited for what the future holds for me. Thanks for watching. If you liked this video, please like it, and see you in the next one.
Hi, Wendy. Long time no talk. I hope you're well. I'm wondering, have you heard that Kimmy and I are getting married? She said she was going to tell you about it.
Of course. She let me know all about it. That's amazing news. Really fantastic. Congratulations and best wishes to the both of you. You take good care of my little sister now, you hear?
Absolutely, will do. And actually, on the subject of our wedding and our marriage, there's one thing I really wanted you to know beforehand. Do you have some time right now?
Sure, but what's this about? You've got my attention.
So, yeah, it's just that I'm marrying Kimmy and I intend to be husband and wife with her. But I don't have any intention or desire for you to be part of our family other than that, if you know what I mean. So, I'd like to ask you to understand that about me. Please, I say this in all seriousness.
Okay, but I'm not sure I understand what you mean.
Okay, to put it bluntly, please don't take our marriage as an opportunity to get involved in our lives or too close to us. The reality is that there is quite a significant difference between you and us. We're on different levels, if you know what I mean. So, even though you're going to be my sister-in-law and we share a common family member in Kimmy, that doesn't mean you, me, and my family are close. Please, just don't forget your place and your social standing, okay?
Oh, I think I see now. So let me get this straight. This significant difference that you're talking about, is that in reference to my level of education? Is that what you're getting at?
Oh, what a relief to hear you say that. Yes, that's exactly what I'm talking about. I was worried that someone of your social standing and level of education wouldn't understand what I'm getting at. Phew.
Excuse me? You thought I was too dumb to understand what you're saying?
Yeah, you know, I was a bit concerned, but you've surprised me in a good way. It's just that, these days, people only with a high school diploma are pretty much always from the lower rungs of society. I mean, that's just a reality. I come from a family of high-educated doctors and such, so it's hard to understand your level of education and why someone would choose it.
Wow. Yeah, it's true. I only graduated high school, but that certainly doesn't give you the right to talk down to me or to insinuate that I'm low class. I had other things I wanted to do besides college, so I followed my own path. Not everything requires a college degree, you know. For your information, after high school, I went to culinary school in France. And thanks to that experience, I now am running a very successful French restaurant. It's called Maison d'Or. Perhaps you've heard of it, or even dined there? It has an excellent reputation.
Yeah, I see. So you run a restaurant serving French food to people who have no idea what French food is. Isn't that right? Sorry, but any work you can do only with a high school diploma can't be accurately called successful. Again, it's just reality. Please, don't shoot the messenger.
Yeah, did you actually just say that to me?
You see, unlike you, Kimmy went to college and is an excellent marriage prospect because of that. She's actually my ideal match. She checks all the boxes, so to speak. When I proposed to her, it was a big decision. My mother gave her permission and full blessing, which is no small thing, I assure you.
Your mother? Permission? Hang on a minute. Please say that for me again, please? Did you say your mom gave you permission to marry my sister?
Of course. Obviously, any fiancé of mine is going to have to be acceptable to Mom. That's the way it's done in our family. Thanks for your understanding and for your cooperation in keeping an appropriate distance between us going forward.
Wendy, I have news. It's kind of sudden, but we've decided on the approximate date for the wedding. Are you ready? We're going to do it sometime early in the month, 2 months from now in August. We're still not sure about the exact date, but that's the window. Can you take off work for it? Hope so. You gotta be my maid of honor. Of course I'll be there, and of course I'll be your maid of honor. It'd be great if it could be before my work trip. I have to go up to Seattle to help set up our new bistro there at the end of that month. Great! This is happening. It's really happening. Then we'll get your invitation sent out as soon as we have the date set. Wonderful. I'll be on the lookout for it. But hey, sis, there is something that's been on my mind. This is gonna sound bad, but I feel like I need to say it because you're my little sis and I love you. Are you sure you want to marry this guy? What do you mean by that? Of course I'm sure. Well, how can I put this gently? I talked to him recently and I get the feeling that he and his mom are extremely close, if you know what I mean. So I'm just thinking about that and worried that it might cause problems for you once you're married. I wouldn't want you to have any problems with his family. Oh, that. You already noticed that, huh? Yeah, it definitely was an issue, but... What? You know about it? Yeah, and you're totally right. He's a real mama's boy, no doubt about it. Keep this between you and me, sis, but she actually came with him on our first date. Can you believe that? You've got to be kidding. Really? Yeah, but since then she's been really nice to me. No issues. I've won her over, I think. She takes a lot of pride in her work and career, and she's a really cool woman. I like her. We've all talked a lot about the issue, and I think we're all on the same page now. I'm not really worried about how things will be once we've tied the knot. It's been addressed. On the same page? I'm not so sure it's possible for you and them to be on the same page on this. Are you sure? Well, Max promised me he'd be a good husband and take care of me, so I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. I'd be happy if you'd keep an eye on the situation too, though, sis. All right, then. I can see you're decided on this, so I've got your back, whatever happens. I'm wishing you and Max nothing but happiness in your new life together. And I'll be on the lookout for my invitation. Can't wait to see you in your wedding dress. Thanks, I love you. I'll be in touch. Until then.
Hello again, Wendy. I hope you're well. I just thought I'd check in and see if you received your wedding invitation yet. Have you?
No, not yet. I've been watching for it. I've been wondering where it is and thinking that it should be coming soon, actually.
Hey, about the ceremony, there's been a sudden change and, due to unforeseen circumstances, it's now on a different date.
Oh, really? That's a surprise.
Yes, unfortunately, there's been a delay with some of the preparations, and we've been forced to delay the entire ceremony by about 2 weeks. So, I'm just checking with all the guests and confirming their attendance. That's why I'm calling you now. Are you still able to attend the wedding on the new date? We hope you are.
I'm very sorry, but I cannot. How disappointing. I have a business trip scheduled during that period, and I'm unable to cancel or change it. It's a very important project. So, I'm sorry to say that I'm afraid that I won't be able to attend.
Oh, we're sorry to hear about that too. What a shame. Kimmy did mention to me that you had a business trip scheduled around that time, now that you mention it. The schedule change for the wedding was unavoidable, unfortunately. It just couldn't be helped.
Well, I have to regretfully say that I cannot attend then. My apologies. I'll let Kimmy know myself. She's not gonna like it, but as you say, it can't be helped.
No, that's not necessary. I'll inform her about it myself. You're obviously very busy, and maybe I can take one thing off your shoulders by breaking the news to her myself. So we'll put you down as not attending. Got it? Thanks for your cooperation.
Thanks? What are you thanking me for?
Oh, I mean... Oops. Dang it, and I was doing so well. Ugh.
Excuse me, what are you talking about?
Well, to be honest, my mom is going to be pretty happy to hear about your non-attendance. She's been saying from the start that she'd rather not have you there. When she hears the words not attending, she'll be pleased for sure. It'll make her day, in fact. Like I said, it was unavoidable, but thanks for your non-attendance.
Now you just wait 1 minute. I deserve some kind of explanation for this. Why on earth is your mother so dead set against me attending my own sister's wedding? I mean, what does it matter to her?
It's your lack of education, just as I stated previously. I told you about my family and our social standing. Her position is that she'd rather not have lower-class people at her beloved son's wedding. I can't say that I blame her either.
Lower class? Just who does she think she is?
Anyway, this works out well for everyone, yourself included. After all, now that you don't have to see your younger sister get married before you do, isn't that a good thing? You can thank us later.
What are you even talking about? You're making zero sense here. Why on earth would I be thanking you for anything?
I mean, everyone knows women don't like seeing younger women getting married before themselves, right? Let alone their younger sister. Admit it, Wendy. Deep in your heart, you didn't really want to come to this wedding. It's totally understandable. Am I right? Never mind. I know I am because Mom says so, and she's always right.
Do you have any idea how clueless and offensive both you and your mother are being? I have nothing but love for my sister and wish her only the best. There is zero jealousy in this situation, not one bit. Furthermore, I had every intention of attending your wedding, and I'm deeply saddened that I cannot, despite you and your mom's insulting treatment of me.
There's no need to put yourself out, Wendy. If you can't attend, you can't attend. We understand, and as I said, it's better for everyone this way. Thanks again, and take care.
Wendy, what's wrong with you? Why are you backing out of the wedding at the last minute? How could you? I mean, I'm your sister. This is really, really sad. Why are you doing this to me? What? What do you mean? I don't know what you're talking about. I mean the wedding. What else would I be talking about? It's today. Don't even try to tell me that you forgot. It's horrible of you to do me like this. I'll never forgive you, never. What? Today? What do you mean? Max just told me. He said you really didn't want to come today. He said you're upset that I'm getting married before you. I'm so disappointed in you. I can't believe you'd cancel like this because of a stupid reason like that. Wait a minute. I'm hearing you, but what the heck is going on? That's what I'm asking you. What gives? Who cares who gets married first? That's so dumb. I've been looking forward to this for so long, and now you go and do this? I mean, this is just, it's a betrayal, an absolute betrayal. Do you have any idea how embarrassing this is for me? Why would you do this to me on my wedding day? Wait a minute, Kimmy. Calm down. Listen to me. I've always loved you to death, Wendy. But this is just beyond the pale. Unforgivable. How could you just bail on my wedding like this? I'm just shocked. Shocked. I didn't cancel at the last minute, Kimmy. I never got my invitation. Huh? Say that again? Read it again. Listen to me. I never, ever received my invitation. I've been waiting for it and checking my mailbox every day for weeks. Then Max called and told me you guys had to move the date back 2 weeks. If that turned out not to be the case, someone needed to let me know. It's not my fault. Something is very, very wrong here. Hang on. Rescheduled 2 weeks later. What's that about? That was never a thing. I mean, we never rescheduled anything. Who told you that? Like I said, Max told me. He called me out of the blue a while back with a whole story about unavoidable delays or something. And he said you guys needed to reschedule the whole thing 2 weeks later than the date on the invitation. He asked me if I could still make it or not. Max said all that? To you? Yeah, and I told him I had a business trip that was set in stone, so I couldn't attend on the new date. And now I suddenly hear from you today, the original date of the wedding? And you accuse me of being a no-show? So, who's really in the wrong here? I smell a rat. Hang on. What on earth is going on here? Why would he lie to you about the date being changed? It's obviously because I don't meet his high standards. He told me as much himself. He made it clear to me before that both he and his mom don't like the fact that I only graduated high school. What on earth? Is that really what he said to you? Yeah. So before you get mad at me for any of this, you better talk to your fiancé about his part in it. And his mother's part. I mean, every conversation with the guy sooner or later comes around to what his mom thinks about the subject. Mom says this, mom thinks that. The guy is obsessed with his mother. You need to get a grip on this situation because it's out of control. I can't believe what you're telling me. Wait a second. He was talking like that with you? Mom this and mom that? Yeah, and that's an understatement. It's like he doesn't have a single original thought or opinion. It's all from mom. And you said you all were on the same page. I warned you, didn't I? Your creepy mama's boy freak sabotaged me. No, I don't want to believe it. He promised me he'd tone down that mom talk with other people. He promised he'd tone it down with me too. It really seems like he was doing what he said he would. But it looks like he hasn't toned it down at all. Huh? I don't follow. I agreed to marry him because he said he'd tone all that down. He promised me. But that's not what he's doing at all. I'll drop him in an instant if he's still stuck on that mom stuff. He'll keep his promise or we're through. Whoa, hang on a second. All that was actually an agreement between the two of you? You made him promise to stop obsessing on his mom? Really? Sorry, sis, we'll have to talk later. Right now I need to go and hold him accountable.
Wendy, what have you done? Whatever you said to Kimmy, she's really, really mad at me.
Yeah, I bet she is.
Why did you have to go and tell her I gave you bad information about the wedding date? This is all your fault. Now Kimmy's saying she's gonna call the wedding off. Today.
Why are you mad at me? You're the one who intentionally lied to me and set this whole chain of events in motion. You and your crazy mother clearly didn't want me at the wedding. So you fabricated one lie about the date being changed and then another one about me suddenly canceling.
You can just shut up now. It's obvious that you've never heard of the expression that ends justify the means, but then you're just a lowly high school grad, so I wouldn't expect you to know it.
Excuse me?
Yeah, I lied, but I did it for both you and for Mom, you ungrateful lowlife. Mom didn't want you at the wedding. That's true. And you obviously didn't want to have to see your younger sister getting married before you. So why am I the bad guy? All I did was save you both from things that you didn't want.
You did it for me? Really? You need to get a grip.
No, you need to get a grip. You're the reason Kimmy's so mad at me. She's canceling the whole thing right now. I heard her on the phone with the lawyer even. So, how are you gonna fix this?
Fix it? Why is that up to me? I'm not the one who broke it.
Mom says this is all on you. She says it's gonna be a real embarrassment to our family if Kimmy actually drops me. Mom's really upset, even more upset than Kimmy. You need to come over here and apologize to both me and Mom and fix this mess. Heaven knows a lowly high school grad like you has no business picking a fight with a family like ours. You'll regret it if you do, I promise you. And so does Mom.
Yeah, so a word of advice, Max? You really need to lay off all the mom says stuff, because I've had it up to here with it and I told you I'd dump you if you don't grow up. Didn't I just tell you that not more than an hour ago? Didn't I?
What? Wait, Kimmy, is that you?
Yeah, I came over to Wendy's right after I told you how it's gonna be. I wanted to talk to her in person and make sure about what's been going on. So what on earth are you trying to do? What's this you're saying about everything being my sister's fault?
Yeah, so that's all just...
The ends justify the means? That's what you said, isn't it? Tell us more, please. I suppose that was your motive when you told me you'd lay off all the mom stuff too, right? That was all just another conveniently justifiable lie too, wasn't it? Anything for Mom, right? She's the end that justifies any and all means, isn't she? Well, answer me.
No, Kimmy, it's not like that, I swear.
Stop. Do you or do you not remember how many times you proposed and how many times I said no to you? I told you clearly and in no uncertain terms that I could not marry a man who's so obsessed with his mother and so concerned with her opinions. And you promised me you'd change. You promised me you'd work on it. I finally agreed to marry you based on those promises. And yet it's clear now that you had no intention of keeping them. How do you explain this absolute betrayal? Speak up.
I never wanted to betray you, Kimmy. I really didn't. I wanted to do what I promised and move ahead together like we talked about. But it turned out to be so much harder than I thought. I guess I realized how important Mom is in my life.
Then go and spend your life with her. Lord knows you and I are through. There's no coming back from this betrayal of my trust. None. Goodbye, Max.
Kimmy, wait. Please, don't say that. I love you. Sure, Mom's important, but you're at least as important to me as her.
Oh, really? If I'm so important, how can you treat my sister the way you have? It's bad enough that you made false promises to me about changing your bizarre, obsessive relationship with your mother. But what I will absolutely never forgive you for is the way you've treated my sister. There's no way I will ever marry a man who treats my family that way.
Wait, I can make amends.
Whatever else there is to say about any of this, it can be said later. This day has been a nightmare thanks to you and your mom. I'm furious, and that's not changing anytime soon. I'm done talking to you.
What do you mean you're done? I'm not letting you go, Kimmy. Never.
Shut your mouth, mama's boy. There's nothing in the world I can't stand more than a lying mama's boy, so shut up and leave me alone.
You can't mean that. You said yes. You said you'd marry me.
Wendy, you have to forgive me for yesterday. I rushed to judgment and blamed you before I had all the facts. I'm so sorry.
Don't worry about it, sis. Max didn't tell you the truth. It's not your fault. I might have done the same thing in your position.
I'm just totally done with him. Any feelings I had for him are completely gone. He said he'd change his ways for me, and I believed him.
Does it look like you can get out of the marriage without any hassles? You guys haven't put in the actual paperwork yet, right?
Yeah, thankfully. So everything should be doable. His mom said she'll never forgive me for dumping her son. She also said I should be thankful that her son, the doctor, ever even gave me the time of day. She really has a mouth on her, that one.
She'd have been a ton of fun as a mother-in-law. I mean, it's not like she's even a doctor herself.
I know, right? Hey, did I tell you that? I mean, that she's not a doctor herself? Actually, pretty much that whole family are doctors, believe it or not. She's the only one who isn't.
Hey, who do you think you're talking to? Of course I did some research. I'm not gonna let my little sis marry without checking the mother-in-law out.
Oh, you're the best.
And by the way, it looks like a medical license isn't the only thing she's missing.
Huh?
Anyway, let's hope everything calms down a bit now. At least let's hope for that before I have to go to Seattle. So take care of what needs to be taken care of, okay? Then I can bring you back some good stuff from the Emerald City.
Really? Okay then. I'll get cracking and clean this whole mess up by then for sure.
Please, Wendy, you gotta help me. Help me get Kimmy back, will you please? You're the only one I can turn to.
Me? Why? I'm just a stupid girl with only a high school diploma. Plus, I'm on my way out the door to go to Seattle.
Please, don't be like that. I'm sorry I gave you grief about your education and career choices. I'm sorry, and I apologize for making fun of your high school education. Okay, now I apologize, so please help me.
Let me think. No, I don't think so. It's because of people like you that high school grads like me are looked down on and passed over for good jobs. Jobs that we could do just as well as any university grad. And not just that, if those high school grads have kids, even they are looked down on and thought of as stupid. It's so unfair, isn't it?
What does that have to do with me? My mother isn't one of those. She went to college. She's a proud graduate of a top university.
Yeah, that's actually not true. She may have gotten into a top university, but that's all she did. I have it on good authority that your mom didn't graduate from any university. That's right. Your beloved mother ended up with exactly the same level of education as me, a high school diploma.
So you're saying my mom is just a high school grad like you?
Correct. You see, you two made me pretty angry with your snobby attitudes towards me and my education. So I decided to do some digging and find out just how highly educated you both are. And I found out something interesting. It seems that she did get accepted and enroll at UC Berkeley, but in fact she dropped out.
My mom is a dropout? I've never heard anything like that about her. I don't believe you.
I spoke with a classmate of hers who has no reason to lie about it. Your mom doesn't seem to have been interested in attending class much. Apparently, she was much too busy partying the night away, every night, and then she dropped out. You see, as fate would have it, that former classmate of your mom's is a close relative of mine, and they've known her since high school.
You can't be serious.
Oh, but I am. So anyway, they told me your mom was a big deal and really well known back then because it's a small town and she got into a big famous school. But then she dropped out, and of course that became big news around here too. Just like that, overnight she went from local hero to major disappointment. It didn't help that she was slutting it up all over campus.
You're lying. None of this is true. There's no way my mom only went to high school. I mean, she absolutely loathes people who don't pursue college. She calls them brainless bottom feeders. Our family is nothing but successful high achievers, every single one of us.
Yeah, your mom is a high achiever, all right. She achieved something not a lot of people can do, keeping a lie alive for all these years.
You're the one who's lying. I don't believe a word of it.
If you think I'm lying, then go ahead and ask her to show you her degree from Berkeley. And with that, I must leave you. Best of luck to you. And please give your mom my regards from one high school grad to another. After that, Max kept asking his mother questions about it all until she finally relented and admitted that she'd dropped out of Berkeley. She also admitted that she'd falsified her academic records and that she thinks she met Max's father at a university mixer, but she's not sure exactly who it was. The story she told Max about him dying while she was pregnant in a tragic accident was a complete lie. After finally owning up to her decades-old lie, she faced a storm of angry criticism from the entire family and was eventually told to pack her bags and leave. Max, being the mama's boy that he is, refused to let her go alone, though, and decided that he'd rather stick with her than be separated. Doing so put him at odds with the rest of the family, however, and as a result of that, he was pushed out of the family medical practice. I'm told that he was unable to find another practice and that he's still trying to find a new fiancé while living with mom and working for a small company in an undisclosed location. As for my little sister Kimmy, she ended up getting what I can only describe as hush money, a sizable sum of cash from Max's illustrious family in exchange for never mentioning any of this affair to anyone ever. In her own words, the balance in her savings account now has a lot more zeros. I couldn't be happier for her. But above all, I'm glad she didn't marry that creepy mama's boy. Thanks for watching all the way to the end. If you enjoyed it, please remember to click the like button. If you didn't, feel free to give us your opinion in the comments section below. Also, please follow our channel. Your opinions and comments keep us going. We have many more videos that we're sure you'll enjoy, so please check them all out. See you in the next video!